right. 1, 2. Are we on now? Oh, shoot. That was loud on my phone. So, welcome everyone to the Mega Man 4 race between guynextdoor717, Eric Vet 0304, and MrChris38. My name is Scribblestar. I will be doing the commentary for the race today. And as soon as the racers are ready to go, we are going to be good to do a countdown. Asking the racers right now. All right, I think we are ready to start. So in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take off. Here we go, guys. Let's do this. So the first stage that everyone will be running is a Bright Man, and the biggest challenge will be not to fall into the first hole of of the stage. So yeah. First route, there's two routes of this game, as some of you guys know. You can do Pharaoh first or Bright first. Pharaoh first requires a lot of skills and has some balloon placements that are very hard to do. So most runners will go for Bright route first, as we can see here. Most of the stages determined by some RNG. The crickets there have big jumps and short jumps, which can affect the speed at which you go through the stage. Here also we do have the gumball machine, which can be a little trouble. You just have to take some damage and go through. So yeah, pretty basic stage. You have to shoot some enemies here and there and just wait for the crickets to do their jumps. Also to note, there are totem poles everywhere in the spikes while you ride those crickets. Those totem poles take a total of 8 shots, and runners have to be very careful not to shoot too much bullets on screen at the same time. Also, too much extra bullets to create some lag. Lag management is going to be a big thing in this game. Trying to kill some enemies at specific spots to try to reduce as much lag as we can. So, last part of the stage here, riding some platforms. I have to be careful to not fall into the holes there. There are going to be some flies here and there. Same thing, they're shooting them to reduce the lag. I think every runners here succeed. Actually, we have Mr. Chris and Guy Next Door pretty much in sync. Eric just behind them. And here we have Bright Man fight. The trick in this fight, you have to always keep him on an uneven number for him to not to do his freeze shot. Sorry. So what the runners are going to do, they're going to do 3 charge shots and 1 bullet. They can be in any order, but as soon as you do that, Bright Man won't do the freezing attack. So as we see here, I think, yeah, all the runners succeeded there. Pretty good stage right there. So from the stage, they get the flash topper. It's going to be a really useful weapon in some stages. The first use is going to be right at the beginning of Pharaoh. They're going to use it to freeze most of the enemies. And if you actually slide while the bright weapon is on, it's actually gonna make the freeze effect go way longer. As long as you slide, it freezes the countdown frames of the freezing animation. So the longer you slide, the longer the freeze will be, basically. And here we have the dreadful balloon jump. I see everyone does it. Nice. So yeah, this jump is crucial in this run to get the balloon to skip some little parts here and there to go faster into the game. Really useful thing. So glad everyone got this. You can even see the balloon get here in the chat. No GND pace, RL. So yeah, here's also seems like a simple part, but when you try to do the lag reduction in this room, trying to kill bats and such, it can get a little bit tricky, and it's easy to get too confident in your movement, just fall into the spikes. So, alright. Oh no, I RGLtv here, taking unfortunate death right there. That's what it was, exactly what I was talking about. Getting a death there is a little bit of backtracking this level, which is not good. You have to wait for the platform to go back again. But here, Mr. Chris and Guy Next Door succeeds. Gonna have the Pharaoh fight. On this fight, it's pretty straightforward. We're gonna try to land as much charge shots as we can on Pharaoh Man. And the last shot is gonna be a single shot if you hit him with all charge shots. So pretty straightforward fight. There's a cool little trick at the end that can be done. Let's see if some runners can hit it. If you're perfectly centered in Mega Man 4, you can actually skip a little bit of the jumping animation at the end. And in this stage specifically, you can get a bonus skip where Mega Man doesn't jump at all and you can get it right away from the stage. Just a little time save, but it's a pretty cool trick. Alright. Vet getting through the stage again here. Like I said, very unfortunate death in this stage when you fall into the spikes. As long as he makes that last jump, everything's okay. So now we have Mr. Chris and Guy Next Door going to Ringman stage. This is one of the scariest stage for some of the runners. Here we're going to see some balloon tricks here and there. You're going to notice some runners will put some balloons into the wall and they will disappear instantly. But the actual hitbox of the balloon stays there for a couple of frames. I think it's a total of 15 frames if I'm not mistaken. I could be very wrong on that. But you can actually still jump on those balloons after that, which is pretty cool. And we can also skip the hippo just like this. Mr. Chris does it really nicely here. So yeah, you can just destroy some of those little donuts under him and just skip him. You don't even need to beat him. Alright, that's getting through our Pharaoh. Nice. Getting to follow right behind. But yeah, Ringman stage here is very scary for one reason, and that's because most of the stage has some damage boosts, and there's a total of 4 mini bosses in this one, if you count the 2 hippos and the 2 ring guys. So those guys each give you some damage if you want the fastest strats. And the last room here is very scary also, the reverse ring platforms. They can bring you to your death really quick, but Mr. Chris and Guy Next Door are making a really good example out of that. And we get to the last mini-boss, of course, just taking some damage and get through him. Let's see if Vet gets the back D boost on the hippo, which is a little bit faster and pretty cool. Let's see if he gets it right away. There's the back D boost. Really nicely done. And let's see now, Ringman fight on Mr. Chris' side and Guy Next Door. Well, Mr. Chris gets a little bit of damage, but he gets it really easily. He had enough health there. And yeah, Guy Next Door gets it too. Perfect. We got a good race going on here. I want to see now if Vet is going to get another back D boost on the hippo. He's really good at that usually. Oh, that was really close. Almost there. So, both Mr. Chris and Guy Next Door right now are going to go into Dustman stage. This is another... Oh no, G&D, Guy Next Door selected password by our... A little bit of time lost there, but nothing major. Dustman stage, another very scary stage here. It's scary for one thing, the lag room. When you try to get fast in this room, you can do some missteps really easily. So what you basically do is do a freeze at the beginning of those rising blocks. You try to jump as fast as you can when they rise without falling through the spikes. And try to freeze the guys until the end of that room. Mr. Chris does a really nice lag room here. Guy Next Door gets a really one nice too. And RGLtv on his side, finally getting through Ringman stage pretty easily. Let's go. So another scary room in this run is the Crusher. The Crusher room here. There's an optimal way of doing it, but you gotta be pretty much perfect on your movement. I think everyone's gonna go for safe movement in there. Mr. Chris getting both Mr. Chris and Guy Next Door went for the safer route, which is a bit slower, but you don't want to go for too much crazy strats there in the marathon setting, especially. And oh yeah, that was pretty good. Mr. Chris did a smooth slide under the squishy. Let's see here. Oh, Guy Next Door gets the low one. And Dustman fight's pretty easy. You just stay in the middle and try to hit him, but when he gets the sucks, just like this, this is when it starts to get bad in this fight. So what you want to do usually when he starts sucking like this, you want to take a hit from him and he will stop doing his motion and you can hit him right away. But sometime he will do that maybe 3 times in a row, and that's a huge time saver, plus being it's dealing some great damage also, so you got to be very careful with this. Let's see if Vet gets the zip here. Oh yeah, we see that's one of the only zips of this game. You got another one coming up in the Skullman stage. You're gonna see it by Mr. Chris and Guy Next Door, hopefully. But yeah, this zip in Dustman is actually pretty cool. It's not saving time, but it's a great visual for a run like this. Shout out to Vet on that. Oh, Mr. Chris successfully gets the zip there with the balloon. Oh, and Guy Next Door, I think, ups it out. It's gonna go for the straight slides away. And also the balloon in this stage is gonna be really useful to get past some enemies and get through some rooms really fast. As you can see here on Mr. Chris' side, doing some really precise balloon placements here and there to either jump faster to the ladder or to avoid some enemies in some rooms. Just like here, putting 2 balloons and jumping up the ladder saves some time. And for the remainder of the stage, you will use the bright weapon to freeze enemies and also kill them at the same time. There's a tight little jump coming up, and Mr. Chris taking the safe route there. There's another way of doing it, like the YOLO way, but it's really scary to do. Eric Vet coming up in the Skullman stage, just right behind. And yeah, I think Guy Next Door had a little bit of trouble at the beginning of the stage there. But yeah, Skullman can be pretty scary. Even the red room at the end there, I call that a red room. Just a small misstep can take you so much far back, so you gotta be careful in this. Mr. Chris making an example of out of Skullman. Skullman has basically 2 patterns. He can either stay there and shoot a couple of shots at you or jump straight away at you. And let's see how G&D handles this one. You got the low one. That's usually the preferred pattern to get the faster kill. And Skullman also has 3 length of shields you can use. You can do a short, medium, or long shield. You want to avoid the longer shields, of course, because you cannot hit him as long as he is in his shield animation. Iron Vet's coming up pretty good behind them there. Making it through the first half of the room. Also here, Dive Man stage on Mr. Chris' side. Gonna make some more use of the Bright Man, the Bright Man weapon. What am I saying? And it's gonna be useful for a couple of things. Right here, it's gonna freeze the whale and try to just mash him until he explodes. If you don't freeze that whale, it can become a troll real quick when it's firing all those missiles at you. So it's basically the weapon you're gonna use through all the stage. Also to avoid some enemies, those green jellyfish kind enemies. Sorry, I don't remember all the enemy names. Some people are just gonna go like, this is this name. And they know what they know everything, but I know more about the gameplay than I knew about the enemy names. But anyways, coming back to this run, Eric Vet making an example out of Skullman there. and Mr. Chris going through the second whale of the stage. Those whales can be done in one jump. They can be killed in one jump, but it's very hard and you require to be a really good masher there. Mr. Chris was going for the back deboost strat, or front deboost strat, should I say, to get through the last section. That section looks not hard, but if you take too much time there, the spikes can come down on you, crushing you really quick. And one of the scariest fight, I think, of the 8 robos when you're starting this game is a dive man, because he's always charging at you, but once you get his pattern, it's pretty quick. You just gotta hit him 7 times with your skull shield and he's done. Nice job by Mr. Chris right there. And let's see how GND does it. There's also a nice little skip like in Pharaoh Man you can get at the end of the stage to skip Mega Man's teleporting animation. Let's see how he does here. Nice job. Alright. I think Eric Ved is actually gaining some time there behind GND. So everything's going well. Mr. Chris on Drill Man stage. That stage can be a pain, as most of the runners know. I think personally this is the worst of the 8. Because of Drill Man's fight, it can give you really bad RNG sometimes. But if we focus on the stage, this is one of the more platform-ish section of the stage. You gotta avoid the spikes and slide and jump everywhere here. Try to freeze and kill some specific enemies. This room here on Mr. Chris' side, you gotta freeze right away on this room if you don't want the cannons to shoot at you. And yeah, this is another stage where you use the bright weapon, as you see. This is used pretty much all around the game, freezing every enemy in your path. And you gotta be also careful not to use too much bright, because if you run out of bright in this room here, you can be in big trouble, basically. Mr. Chris making an example of this room here. And as I said earlier, when you use the bright weapon, as the longer you slide, the longer the freeze animation gets. So this is primordial in this run. Like, it's really important. Jindy coming back to that room too. Let's see how he does on this side. So now all 3 runners right now on the same stage. So this is getting a close race right there. Oh no, Mr. Chris is getting the dives karma there. That is not good. And let's see if we can... Oh no! Last health. Drill Man is a jerk. I think everybody would agree. But he still got a kill on this. Let's go. Let's see how a GND hit goes. Okay, I think it's getting a good pattern here. Hopefully. Oh no, dove on. Two hits remaining. And 1 dive on GND's side. Well, not bad, not bad. That's actually really good. And yep, Vet coming up really fast behind. And there you can see the slides, how important they are in this room. They have to be really, really tight. And the last of the 8 robo, Toad Man. Fun stage, but dangerous stage. You gotta be very careful on your jumps. Again, I'm gonna use Bright Weapon at the beginning of the stage here. And slide all along. There's a lot of slides included in this, and you gotta be careful on this jump. There we go. This jump is always a pucker jump. So let's see how GND does on this side there. This jump is always like so scary in a run. And on Mr. Chris' side there, you can see there's waterfalls in there. Like, when you're around the waterfalls, you gotta be very careful not to slide too much, because when you're in those waterfalls, you cannot jump out of your slides. And you gotta be super careful not to fall. Also, you saw there the snails, the 2 snails, the Garys. They can be skipped by a bright with the bright weapon. Just have to freeze them, take some damage, and then slide out of that room. And oh, Mr. Chris being super lucky there. Got hit by the fish just before hitting the spikes. So you gotta bless the iframes there. Let's see how G&D does. Nice. And also on that skip, the second snail, you gotta be careful not to fall into that little hole there. That can be a death trap when you're doing the first runs of this. And there we go, Mr. Chris having a really nice Toadman stage. Sub 28 Robo is really good. Let's see how G&D will do on his side. And also, this is one of the easier fight Toadman. As long as you shoot him, he won't do any attacks. So, really easy fight right there. So, G&D also getting a sub 28 Robo really good. RGLtv not too far behind, not too bad considering he had some death earlier. So now, Cossack 1 stage. This is another very scary stage. There's a room in the stage called the Ice Hall, where all the floor is ice, basically, and don't have any traction. So you have to be very careful with your movements in there. First screen is pretty basic. You gotta kill 2 slinkies at some specific spots just to go a little bit faster and slide. And Mr. Chris is having a really solid run today. Was pretty good, getting a little hit from the slinky there, but no big trouble. And RGLtv getting rid of the 8 Robo right there, just behind. But it's still anybody's race, because if one of either Mr. Chris and guynextdoor makes a mistake, that will open the big door behind for Vet, depending on where they are on their respective stage. Mr. Chris here going with the Brightman strats on the first screen, really the smart way, because there's a lot of enemies spawning from the holes, and they can trap you real quick if you don't know where they are, or if you don't pay too much attention. Oh, and G&D getting an unfortunate death in the ice hall right there. And that's why this stage is really hard. Yeah, the bright strats there by Mr. Chris is actually a very smart move. And he comes to the moth fight. This is the boss with the tiniest hitbox of the game. Seriously, the hitbox of this boss is about it's about 1 pixel. It's really, really, really small. So sometimes that's why you shoot at him and you think you hit him, but you don't. So yeah, you just need a couple of ring shots to bring it down. Mr. Chris making a really good job here. And again, G&D right behind him still. So as I said, in this game, it all depends on when you die, on where you die, should I say, if you get a death. G&D got a death, but got respawned pretty close. So the time loss there is not too bad. Let's see, Mr. Chris is gonna go with the... Oh, I thought he was gonna go for the balloon jumps there. There's a tight balloon jump where you can bypass that little step there. It goes a little bit faster, but it's really tricky to do. G&D getting through the mod fight. Mr. Chris here is gonna do some really tight spike slides. So basically, you have a couple of... you have like about 2-3 seconds to have high frames, and you will be able to move through the spikes without dying, but you have to be very careful to jump before the iframe runs out, or you will die. There we go, see RGLtv is right behind G&D, getting rid of the moth. So the guys are pretty close, they're still gonna be in the same stage. Really nice race until now. So again here, that's going to be pretty much most of the balloon use for the rest of the game. There's still going to be one spot that maybe some runners are going to use it, but that's pretty much a big spot. Use them to climb through the spike blocks there. There's various ways of doing these rooms, but it seems G&D having a little bit of trouble there grabbing the ladder. And Mr. Chris now is on the square machine. Oh, did he just get a 1? Wow. That machine there has 3 possible patterns: a slow, a medium, and a fast one. The fast one, we call it a 1 because when the machine goes fast, it's gonna run 3 times for sure. When it goes medium speed, it's gonna go 2 times, and when it goes slow, it's going 1 time. Mr. Chris got a really good pattern, but unfortunately could not get the 2 cycle. Still a very good job. Wow, he got another 1. That's a really good pattern though. Really good pattern. But that's all RNG determined, so you cannot change the outcome yourself. Oh, G&D's got to be careful on this side. Health is very low on the machine. Just got to be avoiding some unnecessary hits there. RGLtv just on his tail right now, going to face the machine himself. And yep, G&D got it. Nice. Let's see how RGLtv does in this one. Mr. Chris here is going through now Cossack 3. Personally, I think it's the most boring stage of the game because it's an auto-scroller, and seriously, who loves auto-scroller? No, I'm just joking. But yeah, you cannot change the outcome of this game. If you were an impatient guy, this is not your favorite level for sure. So yeah, nothing to say pretty much about this level. You basically have to kill 1, 2, or 3 enemies here and there just to make sure they don't lag the game out. But the rest is pretty much wait and go. So make sure to cheer up your runners right now. Everyone's going into Cossack 3, getting rid of the machine. There's also a cool little trick that RGLtv actually showed me at this stage, but you gotta get the wire, which is located in Dive-Man stage. Runners won't use a wire because it doesn't render the game faster with it. But you can actually fly into the air into those screens and just wait until the first half of the stage is done. You just fall down and grab the ladder, avoiding everything. So it's a pretty cool trick. So if you guys want to see that, you can check RGLtv0304's channel. So yeah, Mr. Chris almost at the end. There's also a little neat trick in this with the Pharaoh weapon. As you can see, you can hold Pharaoh's weapon over his head, and it won't consume the weapon as long as it doesn't throw it. So it's going to be used to kill the remainder enemies in the stage. But yeah, auto scrolls with good music are nice. You are right there. So yeah, the cockroach fight now, or as we like to call it in our crew, is the cockroaches. There's a little optimal fight there. I think Mr. Chris is gonna get it perfectly. Where you can, oh, you missed a shot unfortunately, but it's still okay. Really good fight. So yeah, you want to optimize your shots so you don't shoot too much Pharaoh to keep them for the last boss, which actually will be weak to Pharaoh shots. Let's see if Genie can get the optimal kill himself. 3, 4, 5 shots, and then yes, there is gonna hit the second cockroach with the same shot, which is saves him the charge shot. There we go, optimal kill. Genie does a great job on this. All right. Now Mr. Chris here is taking a quick Pharaoh refill. That's a really safe choice there, considering he missed a shot in the cockroach fight. Again, pretty straightforward stage. You slide, try to avoid the enemies. And there's one spot you can use the balloon here. I think Mr. Chris will go with the Rush Coil. Yes. Way safer way to do it, I think. And yeah, here you can collect an easy E-Tank if you want, if you feel funky for it. But I think most runners are confident enough to go through it without it. The only instance I think they would maybe go for it is against Net Daddy for later. There we go. Vet makes an example out of the cockroach there. Nice job. And Mr. Chris is about to face Dr. Cossack. Will this be the final boss of the game? Will it be? That's a great question. Let's see him. And his weakness is going to be a Charge Buster here. The really neat trick also you can do in this fight is whenever you slide in the corner there, Dr. Cossack's movement will stop to go sideways. It will only go up and down. So you can just slide in the corner there, make him go up and down, and just shoot him until he's down to 2 or 3 HP. Here's the mash screen where you want to mash. And I can't read Japanese, but I can tell you, oh, Dr. Wily, what a surprise! What is he doing here? What does this have to do with everything? The eyebrows are back. It's alright, Mr. Chris is going on to a Wily 1 stage, which is going to be the Met theme stage. Oh, G&D getting a hit, unfortunately, there by Cossack. Gotta be careful not to get caught by his pinchers at the end of his capsule there. And Argvat is actually just behind. This is getting tighter and tighter. I think the ending is going to be pretty close at the end. Oh, yes, let's go. So Mr. Chris here in the Met theme stage. So every enemy in the stage is going to be a Meteor. So most of them have a one-shot kill, but like you can see, there's some of them that requires 3 buster shots. But that's gonna be it pretty much all along. You gotta be a little bit of water spots here. You gotta have some tight jumps to avoid the spikes, and that's pretty much it. After that, we're gonna go into the jet mode, and this is actually gonna be one of the easiest fight of the game, and we're gonna show you why after the stage. But I actually like the design of the stage. Like, I personally think this one stands out than most of the other ones, just because of the colors and the nets, the way they're positioned everywhere. Yeah, here, a really good stage by Mr. Chris. So we're gonna face here the Vet Daddy, the big boss of them all. So he's gonna require some ring shots to be killed. He can give a good or a bad pattern. You gotta be careful not to be on the floor when he jumps and he lands, because he can freeze you on the ground and you're not able to move and hit him again. Optimally, you can do this in 3 jumps, in 3 cycles. Let's see if Mr. Chris can get it there. Oh, so close. It was one hit away. Still a really nice fight there. G&D breezing through last section, coming up just behind. This race has been pretty much on the same pace, I think, like since the second stage, at least of this race. So we have pretty much the same amount. I think this will be a good ending. Let's see how G&D handles it. Also to note on the Vet Daddy fight, on the Met Daddy fights, I'm so used to call it Vet Daddy. You just take hits from the little Mets there to try to get through a big Met without taking damage. Oh boy. Also Vet there. Not confusing with Matt. Vet is fighting Matt right now, and it's going well. Here we go. Mr. Chris on a Wily 2 stage. Another straightforward stage. This is one of the stages I think you use Jet the most, because you use it to climb quite some spots, and also you just try to spawn him to use your Buster. But yeah, another pretty straightforward stage. Actually, earlier I said the boss was really easy in the previous fight. I was wrong. This stage. It's gonna be the easy boss. My mistake. Lol. Mr. Chris getting a nice jump there. That jump can be a little bit trickier in the bat room. And the reason for it is if you spawn Rush Jet and you miss your jump, the bats are just going to attack you. You're not going to be able to jump on that ledge. So there's a nice little trick where you can spawn Rush in reverse and get through the room through breeze. As you can see on GND's side there, he's using Rush Jet also to get some bigger jumps to land ladders. And also there's the reverse rush spawn. So everything is looking good for every runner there. So also here on MrChris side, nice little trick he did. You use Toad Weapon entering the stage is gonna cut the refill of his health animation. After that, you switch to a drill, you shoot one shot of drill in the eye, and then after that, you can just go behind the boss without taking any damage and just finish him right there. So nice job there, my MrChris. Let's see GND go for the boss here also. I think it's gonna get it good. Really nice job there. Also, Vet going for a slightly quicker strat there, switching to Toadman weapon before jumping off the jet. So this is interesting. MrChris going into the refight now. There's a couple of weapons we're gonna use 2 times on the boss's refights. Dustman's weapon is going to be used on 2 bosses, and the Skull Shield is going to be used also on 2 bosses. So the first one is going to be Pharaoh. So if you remember at the beginning of the game, we beat Pharaoh with the Buster, but this time it's going to be with the Dustman weapon. Because the actual real weakness for Pharaoh Man is, if I'm not mistaken, is Brightman's weapon. But it's actually slower than killing him with the Dustman, and so there you go. And right after that, you're gonna go to Skullman, which has his real weakness from Dustman. And again, MrChris gets a good pattern. GND just behind, just 1 boss behind. Optimal kill there for MrChris. You want to try to kill the bosses while standing on the teleporter as most as you can. And here's going to be the other instance of using twice the same weapon. It's going to use the shield on Diveman, and then on Brightman, you're going to try to give him either 3 or 5 shots of the shield. And that, after that, is going to give him always an uneven number for using the Toad weapon to finish off Brightman. And that way, Brightman won't be able to use his freezing ability, which makes you lose a ton of time. GND just behind again. And on MrChris side here, you're gonna see use 1 shot of the Toadman weapon, and the main reason why is Drillman can usually troll you at the last hit. You can often dive when he has like 1 HP left, so it's gonna avoid that problem right there by this Toad shot. And MrChris getting no dives, really nice. That's a good RNG on this side. Only 3 bosses left, and
hello.
So, again here the refights are going to be pretty much the same as the real fights. We got that. And last refight for MrChris, Dustman. Just hope he doesn't give too much sucks there. Oh, he sucks right away, of course. That's gonna take you some health, and you don't want to take too much damage in this fight. Oh boy, this is not good. Okay, good. Still got some health, but Mr. Chris gotta be careful there. G&D just behind, 2 bosses left for him. Oh, you gotta be careful also on the ringman fight. If you slide too much while running away from him, he will just charge at you. Here's the wily machine on Mr. Chris' side. This fight is pretty cool actually. When you hit him with a drill shot after his first phase, it will cancel the health refill animation, and on top of that, it will do double damage on the first hit. So it's a really cool glitch there. Taking really nice care. And I think our runners are heading for at least close to a 40 range minutes run, which is a really good pace for all of them right now. Gotta give shout outs to all the runners here, Mr. Chris, RGLtv, and the guy next door. Doing a really good job. Also to note, if you check on G&D's side, you see the drill exploding there. Most people know that you can shoot that drill, but I think most people also doesn't know that you can detonate that drill with while pressing B again. So you can make it explode at any time, basically. And that's what you got to do on this boss. And Mr. Chris coming up in the wily fight. Gotta be careful not to use too much Pharaoh shots, but at the same time here, it can do double damage while hitting one shot over his head and while shooting another shot right after. And it's gonna be time for on last hit for Mr. Chris. 1 hit remaining. Yeah, it's time for Mr. Chris. That would be a 40-49. GG, Mr. Chris. Really nice job right there. A sub 41 in this game is a really good run in my opinion. Let's see how G&D can handle the last boss. Also, RGLtv coming on his tail really close. This is a really good race, guys. G&D getting some bad patterns there, unfortunately. Oh man, getting all the floors. That's the worst. Got a good one. 1 hit remaining. And oh no, missed the last shot. Gotta be careful here. And yes, that's time for G&D. That's a 41-36 for guy next door. Really good job, GG. And let's see how RGLtv does. He's really close. Oh, he got stream frozen. The suspense is killing me now. Is he done? Is he done? Oh, I think he's done. Nice. So we're under the 42-minute range. That was a really great race, guys. Big GG to all of them. Shout out to MrChris38, RGLtv0304, and guynextdoor717. Great job, guys. That was awesome. So next up is going to be Mega Man 9. That's going to be an interesting run. I can't wait to see that. Mega Man 9 is also very interesting. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching the race, guys. Stay tuned. Up next, more Mega Man action coming up.